Shelby. They invited me to stay with them that summer and help me out when I was really ill. And I remember when that happened, we talk a little bit about culture shock when I come from England. And not a bad thing, but I do remember I was invited a lot of places, and all these people kept asking me, how are you? We don't do that in England. And invited for Thanksgiving dinner here. And I thought it was really strange in the beginning because I'm not used to that. And then I just realized how welcoming, y'all are. So I accepted that, and you see now, 20 years later, they sat at my table, and two of those that I would like to thank the most because they were my family. And Julie also, same year when I was ill there, also opened the doors and took care of me. And Julie was our assistant coach my freshman year. And yeah, we hit it off from day one. And Julie also is at my table. There's two players I also played with at Carson-Newman, and I didn't tell many people I was coming this weekend. And then, of course, the word got around, and Stacey Thomas and Becca are both here. Really appreciate you, Stacey, especially making that trip on such short notice. Becca too. So nice to see familiar faces with such wonderful memories, and it brings back, I'm like tearing up.
Claire Ramsdale.
Wait.
Oh, no,
I have to thank my children. I have to
We're under 10, by the way.
And my children, of course, too. Of course, you make that, or have to evaluate whether I'm going to drag them 10,000 miles or however far it is. But I'm really glad we did. We traveled 24 hours yesterday. Arrived late last night, so I'm feeling the effects of jet lag also right now, but I'll get over that. But girls, you're wonderful, proud of you, and thank you.
Claire Ramsdale, Hall of Famer, what's that mean to you?
Yeah, I started off with saying I'm not often lost with words, but what an honor. And really humbling, really. When I talk about that, again, you forget in time how much it meant to play football here and be taken care of, and the networks and the friendships and that you build during this time. So I'm so grateful, humbled, and just want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity at Carson-Newman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Claire Ramsdale.
That was part of our 22nd induction for the Carson-Newman Athletics Hall of Fame last night. We have an update for you on the Carson-Newman women's basketball game. If you are tuning in for that, that has officially been postponed until February 20th, a Monday at 5:30 p.m. So no women's game, but the men's game. Well, the pregame show for that, it starts right now here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman basketball on the Eagles Sports Network.
Shot up in transition. No, Bowens follows through and jams it down with two hands.
We're getting you set for game day with a countdown to tip-off, powered by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. Carson-Newman Basketball is brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek. By Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. By the Eagle Club, the family of Eagles. By Pepsi, that's what I like. By Magaha Electric, providing quality electrical services and products to East Tennessee for more than 40 years. By InterDigital, IT support and marketing, laser focused on your success. By the Bible Insurance Agency, the agency that's service built. By the Aramark, a foundation of fresh food and speedy service. By Lisa's Country Kitchen, the best food for the best prices. By the Tennessee National Guard, a generation of volunteers. By Food City, value every day. By Tri-Light, dream big with gig. By Quality Suites of Morristown, an official hotel of the Carson-Newman Eagles. And by ShopCNEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Feeds Bush at the right point. Around a Dyer left wing. Dyer wants another three. Splash! Rhyne ace in fuego.
Now, here's the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
Greetings, salutations, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you courtside inside of historic Frosty Holt Fieldhouse, where Carson-Newman and Lenoir-Rhyne are set to match wits on the hardwood. Carson-Newman is 10-8 and 4-4 in South Atlantic Conference play, while the Bears check in at 8-8 and 2-5 in league action. Carson-Newman, Eagles trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Kind of uncharted territory for the Eagles. Haven't lost 6 games in a row in 13 years. That was a part of a 9-game losing streak to close the 2008-2009 season. And the Eagles trying to avoid letting it slip any further here today against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. To do so, they'll go up against a Bears club that has one of the country's best three-point shooters in L.J. McCoy. 15 points a game, 58 threes on the season. 58 of his 78 made baskets have been from downtown. He's tops in the sack in both three-point percentage, threes made per game, and threes made this season. So how the Eagles defend him and a whole host of others around him. Malik Lagania, L.J. McCoy, Jalen Johnson, Nas Tyson, no slouches themselves offensively. Tall task ahead for Carson-Newman today against an LR team that's looking for its first win in Holt Fieldhouse in 4 tries. This is the AEC countdown to tip-off. Eagle fans, AEC is your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Service you can trust and value, you can depend on. Powering Mossy Creek, we are AEC. Member-owned and service-driven. We check in with Chuck Benson. His pregame comments hit the air when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
An interview with head coach Chuck Benson heads your way in 60 seconds on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Time to check in with the Eagles head coach. Here's Chuck Benson alongside the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
Back on the AEC countdown to tip-off as Carson-Newman welcomes in the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears here for Hall of Fame weekend. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, before we get to the game, fun weekend. Kyle Gribble into the Hall of Fame last night. He's here. Several of his other teammates from that Sweet 16 team in 2001, 2002 are here. How sweet is this, having a bunch of former Eagles back in town to, one, honor Kyle Gribble, but two, to watch the Eagles play today?
We're so proud of and for Kyle and him earning this honor. And it just shows the family connections he still has with his former players, former teammates, and that they're here to support him and to support our current team. So just a lot of storytelling, a lot of fond memories, and hopefully we get a little extra Kyle Gribble luck today.
Trying to stop a string of 6 consecutive losses. You said after the loss to Limestone on Wednesday that it really doesn't matter about LR. It's time for Carson-Newman to focus on Carson-Newman. I know that's still true after a couple days of practice. What sense do you get from this team that they're taking that to heart coming into this game?
Well, it's been something that's been the only focal point the last couple days in practice. Us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I will say that, but I feel like this every game. We have productive practices, we have productive meetings, we make strides, and I'm going in today feeling confident in what I saw from our team the last 2 days, including today's shoot-around. So their spirits are high, they're excited to compete, and now we got to go out and do those things that winning requires.
Lenoir-Rhyne has turned itself into one of the top defensive teams in this league. They lead the league in scoring defense. What makes Everett Sullivan's group tough to score against?
They've got good size. They've got athletic play at every position. They do a good job of keeping the ball in front. We've got to be really committed to attacking that pain and challenging their resistance. Knowing, most importantly for our team, knowing that things won't be easy and that we won't be just given free baskets. So we've got to work for it. But on the flip of it, we've got to do our part and be the defensive team that we can be and make scores difficult for them.
Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. You look at the Bears offensively, L.J. McCoy, Belmont Abbey transfer, is the best three-point shooter in this conference, in terms of threes made per game, and shooting percentage. Top 10 nationally in all three categories. A game after Zach Laird got hot and happy from beyond the arc against you for Limestone. What's it take to defend McCoy's three-point shooting prowess? He's made multiple threes in all but 2 games this year.
You've got to be aware of where he is first, and that goes from the very beginning of the possession and transition. And then throughout the half-court possession, there has to be continued awareness. And when he catches the ball, you've got to be there and force a bounce. Now, we talk about him, but LR is truly much more than that. He is elite. He is one of the best in the country at making the catch three, but they've got multiple weapons, and I wish it were so easy we could just take one guy out and that be the defensive recipe, but we're going to defend multiple people and have collective stops as a team.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Good luck today against the Bears.
Thanks, Kev.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Starting lineups, keys to the game on the AEC. Countdown to tip-off returns after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Decades ago, your local electric co-op was formed to make sure everyone who needed electricity had it. And as time went on, as our communities continued to grow, so did the need for electricity. And time again, we've made certain that need has been met. Today, we're still doing everything in our power to keep affordable, reliable electricity flowing. It was our purpose then, it's our purpose now, and that'll never change.
AEC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Don't go anywhere. Tip-off is next.
Trip Davis, marvelous, with the hands on one end and the guile to finish on the other.
More CN memories are headed your way on the Eagles Sports Network. Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
This
Fires the three, and
is Carson-Newman men's basketball on the Eagle Sports Network.
buzzer and ball game. Carson-Newman reigns over the Royals. The Eagles take home the 2021 Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Men's Basketball Championship.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative, Domino's, Aramark, by ShopCNEagles.com, the Eagle Club, the Bible Insurance Agency, by Pepsi, by Magaha Electric, Inner Digital, by Food City, Trilite, Quality Sweets of Morristown, and by Lisa's Country Kitchen.
Now back to the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
Adam Cavalier, happy to have you courtside. Now to handle all the pregame introductions for Carson-Newman LR. It's Holt Fieldhouse BA man Michael Wondrang.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Holt Fieldhouse as we get set for tip-off between the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears and your Carson-Newman Eagles. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, a 6'5" senior guard, Malik Lagania. A 6'2" graduate guard, L.J. McCoy. A 5'11" redshirt junior guard, Jalen Johnson. A 6'9" senior forward, T.J. Neesmith. A 6'1" senior guard, Nas Tyson. Lenoir-Rhyne is coached by Eric Sullivan. He's assisted by Trey Johnson and Riley McGillian. And now, your starters for your Carson-Newman Eagles. A 6'4" junior guard from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 5, Caleb Bridgewater. A 6'3" sophomore guard from Springfield, Missouri, number 10, Monty Johal. A 6'3" senior guard from Greenville, South Carolina, number 12, Luke Brennigan. A 6'4" sophomore guard from Weaverville, North Carolina, number 14, Rendier. A 6'9" senior center from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 24, Bryant Thomas. Carson-Newman is coached by Chuck Benson. He's assisted by KT Carter, Joe Larrabee, Adam Eberhard, and Dave Gorman.
All right, pregame introductions out of the way. Carson-Newman utilizing its 5th different starting 5 for today's contest. The Eagles have trotted out a starting 5 featuring the likes of Caleb Bridgewater, Monty Johal, Luke Brennigan, Brent Dyer, and Bryant Thomas. So Carson-Newman out in the pristine home whites. Lenoir-Rhyne all black jerseys with maroon numerals trimmed in white. And we are set for hoops from here inside of historic Frosty Holt Fieldhouse. It'll be Bryant Thomas to jump it up against T.J. Neesmith. And this crew, helmed by Kenny Pate, set for basketball. Ball is in the air. It landed, and Monty Johal ends up taking the tap. Well, that's one of the weirder jump balls you'll see. Eagles in control of the basketball, trying to put a halt to a 6-game losing streak. Johal, head of the key, twirls around, hits Brennigan right wing, fires up a catch-3 ball, airballed it long. Whistle and a foul, battling for the board. Charge this to Lenoir-Rhyne's T.J. Neesmith. His first, the first on the Bears. And the Eagles get the ball out of bounds to the left block as Bridgewater lobs into Brennigan. Second chance for the Eagles. Brennigan, bounce feed inside to Thomas, backs down Neesmith, turns, right hand, jumper, good from 12 feet out over the Sac logo. Bryant Thomas fires the opening salvo, 2-0 Eagles lead, 35 seconds in. Eagles stretch out their ever-present 2-3 matchup zone. A drive for Johnson, right baseline, kicks it out to McCoy, right point. Conference's best three-point shooter with the ball right point. 4 around 1 for the Bears to start offensively, 7 to shoot. Left point McCoy into the left corner for Johnson. Back up top McCoy, heaves up a 3, back iron no. Long rebound, right elbow grabbed by Lagania. Second chance for the Bears, they reset. LR really spreading things out, and the Eagles stretching the zone out to the hash marks. Johnson dribbles inside from the head of the key, and he draws a reach-in foul on Monty Johal. First personal on Johal. First team foul on the Eagles. So 20 on the shot clock. Ball out of bounds to the right hash mark to Jalen Johnson for the Bears. Jalen Johnson. He passes over to the left wing for McCoy. Back up top to the head of the key, Nas Tyson. Around the horn it goes to Lagania, right wing. Works inside on Dyer, but lost the handle on it and dribbles the ball out of bounds. So a turnover for the Bears. And it's Carson-Newman ball. Eagles work it left to right in the pristine home whites against the conference's top scoring defense. Brennigan, bounce feed to the high post for Joe Hall, down inside Thomas, right block. Thomas backs down Neesmith, fakes left, turns right, right hand, baby hook, BT, good from 6. Bryant Thomas, back-to-back buckets, getting to that right-handed hook to open up the contest. Eagles 4 and the Bears nothing. 18:08 to play in the first half. Bears work at front court. LR into the high post for Neesmith. He drives inside on Thomas, chucks up a shot, 8 feet out left of the lane, and swirls it home. Strong take by TJ Neesmith, the first-team All-South Atlantic Conference performer. Gets the Bears on the board. 4-2 Eagles. 17:45 to play first half. Game has a very slow, methodical tempo to it here in the early going. Bridgewater, right wing with 10 to shoot. Left around the Thomas screen. Bears bring 2 to the ball around the screen. Bridgewater pounce feed is loose right of the lane. A push and a shove out of bounds. Charge a foul to Monty Joe Hall on the loose ball. Joe Hall's second, team's second, and Joe Hall will exit for John Zhao. So John Zhao will see some pretty substantial first half run. Bears can tie with the 2, take the lead with the 3 on this possession. Left wing, pull up 3. Johnson missed it off to the right. Offensive rebound downstairs for a Bear. Goes back up and gets fouled. Bridgewater the culprit. I think it was Nas Tyson who grabbed the rebound amongst the tall trees and took it back up. No, strike that. It was Malik Lagania. So Caleb Bridgewater with his first personal, team's third. And Lagania can tie this at the free throw line, where he hasn't missed this season, a perfect 9 for 9. Eyes the basket, flicks the first one up and rattles it in. 4-3, Eagles lead. One more free throw for Malik Lagania. Spins the ball into his left hand, bounces once, another spin into his left hand, bends the knees, right hand flick, in and out, no good. Eagles maintain their lead as Lagania misses his first free throw on his 11th attempt. Eagles break LR pressure and bring it front court with 2 seconds to spare. Dyer at the head of the key. Dribble handoff to Bridgewater, right wing. LR pressuring on the perimeter, man-to-man. Left wing for Brennigan. Lob down to the left, blocked for Thomas. Backs down Neesmith, turns, fades. Tough shot from 15, left it short, front iron. On the rebound is Johnson at the free throw line and running front court. LR pumps the brakes into the half court, sets up shot 4 round 1. Right short corner for Neesmith. Shuffle it to the head of the key for Johnson. Crossover move, step back, long 2. Johnson missed it long off the heel. Rebound tapped by Lagania, but corralled by Bridgewater, left of the lane for the Eagles. Carson-Newman brings it front court, leading by 1 here in the early going. 4-3 with 16:25 to play in the opening stanza. Eagles onto the offensive end, moving left to right in the pristine home rights. Thomas, left of the lane, feeds Brennigan right point. Dribbles, right block, zip it, Dyer, left block, takes it up with 2 hands and draws a foul on L.J. McCoy with 9 to shoot. Good aggressive baseline drive by Ren Dyer. A first personal comes on McCoy, a second team foul on the Bears. And Ren Dyer off to the line to try to extend a 1-point Carson-Newman lead. Eagle fans, AEC is your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Service you can trust and value you can depend on. Powering Mossy Creek, we are AEC, member-owned and service-driven. Dyer calmly strokes the first free throw home to stop a 2-minute Eagle scoring drought and put the Carson-Newman lead at 2 as Damian Medwinter and Percy File check in for the Bears, replacing McCoy and Neesmith. Dyer rims out the second free throw, so it's a 2-point lead for Carson-Newman. Bears the rebound, and LR will walk it over the timeline and get it into the right wing into Nas Tyson's hands. Tyson over to the right corner for Lagania, back up top for Tyson. Underhand pass, left wing Medwinter, back around the horn it goes with 10 to shoot. Head of the key, Lagania, and he walked. Lagania travels, and that brings us to our first break. Slow going offensively, a methodical pace early between Carson-Newman and Lenoir-Rhyne. Eagles trying to win 5 straight games in the series history for the first time ever against Lenoir-Rhyne. Off to a lead early. A game bereft of offense. We're back to Holt Fieldhouse after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Adam Cavalier, thrilled to have you courtside here at Holt Fieldhouse. Carson-Newman carries a narrow 5-3 lead over Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears have started 1 of 4 from the field and turned it over 2 times. And the Eagles have the ball on the other side of the break, trying to extend a 2-point lead. Eagles haven't hit a shot from the field in the last 2.5 minutes. John Zhao, head of the key, flips it over to Bowen's left wing. Bowens, 1 dribble, skip it, Zhao right wing. Pump fakes a 3, dribbles inside, pulls up, leaps, passes, Beaker right block. Beaker dribbles, spin move, right, lobs it up, strong off the window, rims out right side and into the awaiting arms of Percy File. Bears race right to left, a 2 ties and a 3 gives them their first lead. And a 5-3 game favoring Carson-Newman with 15:15 to go in the first half. Bears have it in Jalen Johnson's hands at the head of the key. Switches it to Lagania right wing. Back to Johnson left point. 10 to shoot. Left short corner. Skip it right side for Lagania. Drive inside. Lost the handle on it. Bowen steals it away. Left block. Bowen's into the front court. Hits Browder left wing. Down in the left corner for Brennigan. High-low action to Beaker left block. Back to the basket on File man-to-man. Turns left. Gets underneath the bucket. Dribbles all the way in. And dumps it in off the glass. Strong take for Ben Beaker to pin File deep. And the Eagles match their biggest lead at 4. 7-3, 14:35 to play in the first half. Bears move it from right to left. Head of the key, Jalen Johnson pull up 3. He strokes the strings from 25 feet. Johnson, a 39% three-point shooter, buries that one, stopping a 2.5-minute LR scoring drought. Pulls him with 1 in 1. Eagles on to the offensive end. 14:13 to go first half. Zhao, left corner. Right hand dribbles, bounce feed inside, Beaker left block. Spins on File, gets underneath the bucket, and walks. Second turnover for Carson-Newman. Ball back to the Bears with 14:04 to play in the first half. Hey, Eagle fans, Domino's is the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles, so when you're hungry, reach for Domino's. Get a large 1-topping pie for $5.99 with your Carson-Newman ID. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. 7-6, Eagles leading, but the Bears can grab their first lead on this possession. Wilson, left baseline drive, bounces it out to Campbell, left corner. Back around the horn it goes to Wilson. Skip it right wing. Here's a 3 on the way, but strong from Medwinter. Beaker gobbles up the rebound, got strip pumped from behind by Campbell, and the Bears control. Virtually a second chance off the turnover. Wilson, left baseline drive, and he walks. What is that now? 3 walks that Lenoir-Rhyne has been called on, 4 walks in the game total. Haven't been a ton of live ball steals, but there's been some sloppiness with ball handling. 3 turnovers now for Lenoir-Rhyne. Wastes an opportunity for the Bears to retake the lead. 7-6, Eagles in front. 13:25 to play first half. Beaker, high-low action. Nobody was there. Bowens wasn't cutting, and it's intercepted by Medwinter. Bears on to the offensive end. Right wing for Campbell up top. Cooper Fowler around to the left wing. Medwinter. 1 right-hand dribble, gets it back up top to Fowler. 5 out for the Bears against the Eagles zone. Medwinter, Wilson, McCoy, Campbell, and Fowler. Left corner, McCoy finds a triple. Front of the 10, no good. Brennigan, the backside rebound, right baseline. Floats it up the right sideline to John Zhao, and the Eagles get it front court leading by 1. Luke Brennigan, left wing with the rock. One left-hand dribble, pull up 3 on the way, airballed it. Well, strong from Luke. And it's out of bounds to the right baseline. 7-6, Carson-Newman the lead. Eagles 3 of 7 from the field. The Bears 2 of 8 and 1 of 5 from 3. Lenoir-Rhyne works at front court. Right point, Campbell switches it. Right around a Cooper Fowler screen. Back up top for Fowler. Big man can shoot it from deep. Clanks this one off the back of the rim, though, and Beaker snares the rebound for the Eagles. Carson-Newman onto the offensive end. Luke Brennigan left around a Beaker screen. Bears bring 2 to the ball. Brennigan skips it out of bounds into the right corner. Turnover number 5 for Carson-Newman. 4th giveaway in the last 3 minutes for the Eagles. John Zhao was in the corner. Brennigan fired the baseball pass to him, but it was wide and out of bounds. Turnover bug rearing its head early here against the Eagles. LR hasn't scored in 2 minutes. Eagles haven't scored in 2:40. Fowler working his way right baseline on Beaker. Kicks it out to Campbell, right point, 12 to shoot. Campbell right around a Fowler screen into the right corner. Kicks, left point, Medwinter, a 3. Back iron, no. Zhao and Beaker battle for the rebound. Zhao snares it, and the Eagles bring it from left to right. Zhao, left wing, hounded by Wilson. Zhao. Bears hedge on a screen. Zhao bounces it to Bowens, head of the key. Around to the right corner, Jack Browder. Browder. Left around the Bowens screen. Feeds to Bowens on a bounce right block. Bowens, skip it, left wing, Zhao. Zhao, 5 to shoot. Into the left corner for Brennigan. 3 and 2. Brennigan pulls from 3. Halfway down and out. Browder, an offensive rebound. Lands, loses it to Campbell. And the Bears streak right to left, trailing by 1. Game has been deadlocked at this 1-point deficit for a while. McCoy, an open 3 from the right corner. Won't go down back iron. Zhao, the rebound. Brings it front court. He's stripped by Campbell. And then Zhao fouls him. So another turnover for the Eagles, the 7th. That has not been crisp, clean basketball here over the last 10:59, or over the last 5 minutes, with 10:59 to play in the first half. Carson-Newman leads 7-6. Neither team has scored in 5.5 minutes. Bears have missed their last 5 shots. Eagles have turned it over 6 times in the last 4 minutes. Not pretty basketball here in Holt on the Eagles Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op so I can put my energy into planting seeds for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Well, it has not been good, crisp, clean basketball here inside of Holt through the opening 9 minutes and 1 second of this one. Carson-Newman leads 7-6 and has led wire to wire thus far, but neither the Eagles nor the Bears have scored in more than 3.5 minutes. For Carson-Newman, it's because they can't take care of the basketball. Eagles with 7 turnovers already. For the Bears, they can't hit a shot. 1 of their last 9 from the field, 0 of their last 5. Bears with it front court, looking for their first lead. Eagles defense has been fairly sound. Medwinter, a right wing 3, converts over top of Ren Dyer, and that stops a 3-minute, 50-second scoring drought for the Bears and gives them their first lead, 9-7 with 10:27 to play in the first half. Eagles onto the offensive end with a lineup that's never seen the floor together this season. Bridgewater, left corner, catch 3. He bangs that one down. New lineup, success for the Eagles. Nick Brennigan, Jarius Satterfield, Bryant Thomas, Rin Dyer, Caleb Bridgewater. First time all season. Those 5 have been on the floor at the same time for Carson-Newman. 10-9 Eagles lead, 10:01 to play in the first half. Bears front court. Medwinter out to the head of the key for Campbell. Lob on the back door, dumping in Neesmith right side. Now Lowry takes the lead, 11-10, 9:48 to play in the first half. Eagles work it left to right. 6 turnovers in the last 4:40 for Carson-Newman. Bridgewater, left corner. Girls right, cut off by Neesmith. Dyer skips Nick Brennigan, right corner. Catch 3. Brennigan snaps the strings. Back-to-back triples. Bridgewater and the younger Brennigan brother. 13-11 Eagles by 2. 9:20 to play in the first half. Bears with it on the offensive end. Campbell gets it into the high post for Wilson. Back out to Medwinter. Drop it off right baseline for Wilson. High low to Neesmith, free throw line. Jay from 15, back iron no. Thomas bats the rebound out to the perimeter, but Wilson corrals for the Bears. Second chance LR. McCoy, left baseline drive, gets it out. Medwinter head of the key. He shoots from straight out, rims out right side. Put back attempt by Wilson falls off. Satterfield, the window dressing for the Eagles. Carson-Newman front court. Dyer, head of the key. Chest pass over to Nick Brennigan, right wing. Bounce feed to Thomas, right baseline. Neesmith defends him tightly. Spin move right, back left. Bounce it out to Brennigan, back to Thomas, right block. Back out, Brennigan, right wing. Triple, cash! Nick Brennigan. Back-to-back threes for the Eagles. He'd hit 4 all season coming back from an injury. And he's drilled a couple to put Carson-Newman on a 6-0 run, up by 5, their biggest lead. 16-11 with 8:12 to play in the first half. Bears front court. Neesmith twirling around at the free throw line. And he draws a foul on Nick Brennigan. First on Brennigan, 4th on the Eagles. Pardon me, 5th on Carson-Newman. 8:08 to play first half. 6-0 run for the Eagles, all from Nick Brennigan with his 16-11 lead. Bears with the ball on the offensive end. Teardrop. McCoy right baseline. High arcing arch deluxe shot. Falls in from 10 feet out. 16-13. Eagles by 3. 7:54 to play first half. Eagle fans, Lisa's Country Kitchen serves the best home-cooked meals that the Lakeway region has to offer. Lisa's Country Kitchen, the official restaurant of the Carson-Newman Eagles. As Carson-Newman sets up shop on the offensive end. A whistle and a foul on Elijah Shabazz. His first, 3rd on the Bears. Brings us to a break in the action. 7:49 to play first half. Carson-Newman 16, Lenoir-Rhyne 13. Better offense in that last stretch. Eagles have hit their last 3 shots from the field and haven't turned it over after giving it away 6 times in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. We're back to Holt with the Eagles up 3 on the Eagles Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Carson-Newman trying to win a 5th consecutive game in the series with Lenoir-Rhyne for the first time ever, while snapping a 6-game losing streak. Eagles up by 3, 16-13, 7:45 to play in the first half. Bridgewater, left corner, catch 3 on the way, missed it front iron. Dyer tips the rebound out of bounds off of a Bear, and it stays with Carson-Newman, 20 on the shot clock. Corner threes have paved the way for some efficient offense for the Eagles from Nick Brennigan and Caleb Bridgewater against a Bears defense that leads the league in scoring D. Bridgewater, right baseline, fires in for Nick Brennigan, right corner. Up top, Satterfield tosses inside. It's deflected up by a Bear and taken away by Jalen Johnson. 8th Eagle turnover. And the shot clock did not reset quick enough. And they'll put, I think, 26 on it. Gives us an opportunity to remind you that Quality Suites of Morristown is the preferred hotel choice of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located just 10 miles from campus, Quality Suites of Morristown is the perfect place to stay when you're traveling to watch the Eagles play. Call 423-585-4000 and ask for the Carson-Newman rate. Discount only available when you call 423-585-4000. Johnson gets an open look from 3 from the right wing for the Bears. He buries it. LR has scored 5 straight to tie it at 16. 7:10 to play in the first half. This game slow going early. A combined 13 points through the first 9 minutes and a second, and we've equaled that since then. Thomas at the head of the key for Carson-Newman. Gives off to Satterfield, lost the handle on it, poked out of bounds by Thomas. Off the deflection by Tyson, and a second straight possession with a turnover for the Eagles. 9 giveaways for Carson-Newman. That was what plagued the Eagles earlier on this losing streak. They've been better taking care of the basketball over the last 3, but the turnover bug rearing its head against LR, hedging on all screens. Bears go to the right wing for Johnson. Spins on Satterfield, right elbow. Zips it up top for Shabazz. Around the McCoy left wing, back up top Shabazz, 7-6 shoot. Right wing triple. Johnson off the mark, front iron, and Dyer lets it trickle out of bounds into the right corner. Back to Carson-Newman it goes. 6:24 to play first half. Eagles haven't scored in 2 minutes. We're deadlocked at 16 apiece as Jack Browder and Luke Brennigan re-enter for Caleb Bridgewater and Jarius Satterfield. Hey, Eagle fans, check out Carson-Newman Athletics' official online store at shopseeandeagles.com, featuring more than 1,100 products from T-shirts and polos to phone skins and pet collars. ShopSeeingEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Browder dribbling on the perimeter right side, and he's fouled by L.J. McCoy. Second personal on McCoy. 4th team foul on the Bears. So Monty Johal in foul trouble for the Eagles. L.J. McCoy, the Belmont Abbey transfer, who's top 10 in the country in three-point shooting, in foul trouble for Everett Sullivan's group. Jack Browder will inbound from in front of the Bears bench, defended by Medwinter. Browder. Chest pass in between the rings to Luke Brennigan. Gets it to Dyer left point. Switch it to Nick Brennigan left corner. Nick Brennigan, baseline drive all the way to the basket. Floats in with the right hand and lays it in off the window. Nick Brennigan with 8 points on perfect 3 of 3 shooting. The Eagles snap a 2-minute, 20-second scoring drought and retake the lead. 18-16 with 5:50 to play in the first half. Bears with it front court. Head of the key for Shabazz. Underhand flip to Medwinter up top. Turns and passes to the left wing for Johnson. Johnson back to the head of the key for Tyson. Around to the right wing for Medwinter. 3 to shoot. Head of the key, Tyson. A heave at the horn. Halfway down and out. Brennigan rips the rebound away from Neesmith at the free throw line. And the Eagles race left to right. Nick Brennigan, left corner, hunting. Transition 3. Front iron, no. Dyer over the top of Shabazz battling for the rebound. And Rin Dyer is charged with his first personal and the team's 6th. Bears shooting free throws the rest of the way. 5:21 to play in the first half, and the Eagles leading 18-16. Carson-Newman shot 50% from the field, but has turned it over 9 times. LR has only shot 30% from the field and a -4 on the glass, and those 2 discrepancies add up to a tight ball game. Bears for round 1 again against the Eagles zone. Head of the key for Medwinter. Left wing Shabazz twists and bounces into the high post Neesmith. Drives in on Dyer, shoots over top of him, clanks it off to the right. Thomas gobbles up the rebound, gets it up the left sideline to Dyer. Dyer zips it, left corner. Luke Brennigan gathers, catch 3, pack iron, no. Long rebound. Dyer scraps for it, loses it. Johnson on the break. Johnson zipping it inside. Layup won't go down. Neesmith rises up and dumps it in on the second chance opportunity. That stops a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Bears to tie it at 18. 4:30 to play in the first half. 5th tie of the game. Eagles front court. Luke Brennigan with it on the right wing. Flips it to the head of the key for Bryant Thomas. Thomas drives all the way to the bucket and throws it down with 2 hands. The lane left open for BT, and he throttles it down with a double-fisted jam. 20-18 Eagles. 3:56 to play in the first half. Bears on to the offensive end. Left wing, Medwinter has it. Loops it into the left baseline for Neesmith. Neesmith backs down Thomas. Spins, fades, over top of him. No, Brennigan the tap to Thomas for the rebound. Up the floor, Nick Brennigan. 2-on-2 break. Brennigan pumps the brakes right wing, and the Eagles get into their half-court set. Jack Browder over to Luke Brennigan in the left corner. Luke Brennigan, left baseline drive, gets underneath the basket, now backs it out to Dyer left wing. Up top, Nick Brennigan. Brennigan spinning inside on Johnson, drops it off Thomas left block, fades and airballs from 6 feet out. Tough shot for BT, missed it. Eagles lead by 2, Bears front court. A drive, a dish, left corner, step right, long 2, rattling out, no good for Tyson. Browder collects the rebound from Shabazz underneath. Nick Brennigan brings it across the timeline, calls for time, and we'll step aside for a break. 3:03 to play in the first half. Carson-Newman 20, Lenoir-Rhyne 18. 2 ties, 4 lead changes. Eagles have led by as many as 5, the Bears by as many as 2. It's been tight, but sloppy. Poor shooting for LR, poor ball control for Carson-Newman. Can one of these teams find their footing? Final 3:03 of the first half when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Hasn't been pretty at times. Lenoir-Rhyne's just shooting 28% from the field, and Carson-Newman's turned it over 9 times, but we've got a tight ball game here in Holt. Eagles up 20-18 in a game featuring 4 lead changes and 2 ties, and Carson-Newman has the ball out of the break against the Bears' man-to-man defense. Josh Butts over to the right corner for Jack Browder. Browder hits Luke Brennigan, feeds Butts right block, 1 dribble, gets underneath the basket, lost the handle on it, and stepped out of bounds. A 10th turnover for Carson-Newman. And the Bears an opportunity to tie or take the lead on this possession. The shots haven't fallen today for LR. 7 of 25 from the field, that's 28%. 3 of 13 from 3. Eagles have shot a respectable 47% from the field, but have turned it over 10 times. Right wing, Maz Tyson has it in his hands. Gets it to Campbell on the left point, and he just chucks it out of bounds. 4th turnover for the Bears. Hamilton Campbell, a chest pass to the left baseline. Jalen Johnson was in the area, but not cutting. Not sure where the miscommunication came from. Regardless, it's Carson-Newman basketball. Bears haven't scored in 2 minutes, and we've had a lot of those tonight. Both teams have 2-minute scoring droughts or longer. Nick Brennigan, left wing. Baseline drive, kick out Luke Brennigan, head of the key, catch 3, front iron no. Bowen's an offensive rebound, hits Brennigan cutting the middle of the lane, and he just throws it out of bounds to the far sideline. I think he was expecting his younger brother Nick to be there, but Nick was at the head of the key. Out of bounds it goes for an 11th Eagle giveaway. Bears haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Eagles haven't scored in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 minutes left in the first half. It's a 20-18 lead for Carson-Newman. Bears with it front court. Free throw line for Lagana. Pull up, 15-footer, missed it over top of Butts. Browder rips the rebound out of Neesmith's hands, and the Eagles take possession. Brennigan at the head of the key. Left around a Bowens screen. Chest pass up top, Bowens around a Nick Brennigan right wing. Nick Brennigan, screen and roll to Bowens right block, shovels it off to Browder cutting left side. The shot that Browder made won't matter because Bowens draws a foul. Good ball movement by Carson-Newman to get to the rim and draw a first personal on Nas Tyson and a 15 foul on the Bears. Jack Browder will inbound from the right baseline. He gets it into Tyler Bowens and around the horn to the right wing for Luke Brennigan. Luke Brennigan up top to his younger brother Nick left wing. Nick, crossover dribble right around a Bowens screen. Feeds Butts out of the key, 14 to shoot. Off to Browder right corner. Browder, one left-hand dribble, high post Bowens. Drives, dishes, Brennigan left wing, 7 on the shot clock. Left corner, Nick Brennigan. Drive into the paint, finger roll up, finger roll in. Nick Brennigan, icy smooth with the lay-in. And he snaps a near 3-minute scoring drought for the Eagles. Bears want an answer. Head of the key, threes off the mark, front of the iron for Jalen Johnson. Eagles up 4, looking for more with 52 seconds left first half. Nick Brennigan, left corner. Left baseline drive underneath the basket. Feeds Bowens for the double-fisted slam. Nick Brennigan, bounce feed. Tyler Bowens finish. Eagles have their biggest lead at 6. 24-18 with 42 seconds left in the first half. And Everett Sullivan calls for time. Nick Brennigan has not played much this season. Was shaken up with injuries early and struggled to find his footing after a shoulder injury, but he has come in and provided the spark for Carson-Newman. He'd scored 20 points all season long. And here Nick Brennigan is on double digits, 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Already half of his total season scoring output for his 7th career double-digit scoring effort. Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source. Little 6-0 run for the Eagles over the last 3, 41. Bears haven't scored in 4 minutes. Lagana, Johnson, Neesmith, Campbell, Tyson on the floor for the Bears. 11-second difference, shot clock to game clock as the Bears go high-low to Neesmith left block. Reverse layup, shoves it in off the window to stop a 4-minute scoring drought over top of Jack Browder. 24-20, Eagles by 4. 13 seconds left in the first half, shot clock off. Bowens, right wing with the rock. Flips it to Butts at the head of the key, around to Luke Brennigan left wing. Head of the key, Nick Brennigan. Catch 3, on the way, bullseye! And that is how the first half comes to a close. Nick Brennigan heating up in Holt. The sophomore guard with 13 first half points to lead all scorers on 5 of 6 shooting. And the Eagles head into the halftime locker room on a 9-2 run. 27-20, the halftime lead for Carson-Newman. We return to Holt Fieldhouse after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit InterDigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe a new electric heat pump or a new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We've got a quality contractor network, easy financing, and ANC inspects every job to assure the highest quality client satisfaction. Visit our website at aecoop.org for application, contractor list, and more details. AEC, we're power with purpose. It's halftime. We'll head back to the arena for the ShopCNEagles.com halftime report in just 60 seconds on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
The number one source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is ShopCNEagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. ShopCNEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopCNEagles.com.
It's halftime. Your first half scoring summary and a check of the ShopCNEagles.com sack scoreboard are headed your way.
Robinson racing to the rim, and Thomas obliterates it out of bounds on the dunk attempt.
Now back to the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
Halftime, and Holt has Carson-Newman. Lenoir-Rhyne 27-20. The Eagles win the final 3 minutes and change of that first half and conclude the opening 20 minutes on a 9-2 scoring run to carry a 27-20 lead into the halftime break. And it has been a guy who's done it before, but he hasn't done it this season. Nick Brennigan came into this game. He'd missed time earlier due to a shoulder injury and hadn't really found his footing in the lineup, but he has been the spark for Carson-Newman in this game. 13 points for Nick Brennigan. Again, he came in on the season with 20 points, and he's done so efficiently. 5 of 6 from the field and 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Nick Brennigan, the spark that has lit the powder cake for Carson-Newman. Bryant Thomas has 6 points beyond him, and the Eagles really needed Brennigan. Monty Johal sat for the majority of the first half with 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. His older brother Luke hasn't been hitting. He's 0 of 5 from beyond the arc, and it's been the Nick Brennigan show. Eagles shoot 52% from the field. For Carson-Newman, there's probably a lot of thought that, hey, this should be a lot worse, but the Eagles really didn't take good care of the basketball. 11 turnovers in the first half. Now, the flip of that is LR didn't take advantage of that. Bears just 28.6% from the field, 8 of 28, and 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. TJ Neesmith has gotten his. The first-team All-South Atlantic Conference performer has 8 points on 4 of 7 shooting. And then Jalen Johnson has 6 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Nobody else has more than 3 for Lenoir-Rhyne, as it all adds up to a 27-20 halftime lead for Carson-Newman over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. We'll take you around the rest of the league. ShopCNEagles.com scoreboard update. Head your way when we get that back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
If you're looking for official Eagle merchandise, look no further than the Carson-Newman Bookstore. With a large selection of Carson-Newman gifts and apparel, you're sure to find something to please the entire family. From stuffed eagles to towel sets, sweatshirts, shorts, hats, and slippers, we literally have you covered from head to toe. We have just the item you're looking for no matter what the season. So whether you're an Eagle student, parent, alumni, or fan, shop us for everything orange and blue. Call 865-471-3539 for more information and store hours. We'll see you at the Carson-Newman Bookstore.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you. now, and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
A check of the ShopCNEagles.com SAC scoreboard is next. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
The Eagle Sports Network is part of SAC Live, the official digital network of the South Atlantic Conference. SAC Live is the home of all your South Atlantic Conference sports action, including 20 SAC championships. Time to get caught up with some SACtion. Here are the happenings around the South Atlantic Conference and the nation. Let's go around the league with a ShopCNEagles.com scoreboard update. Now, back to the arena.
Halftime in Holt Fieldhouse, where Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne 27-20. There's no women's score to report on for today because, well, the women's game didn't happen. There was an issue with officials being scheduled, and so Carson-Newman's women and Lenoir-Rhyne will match wits on February 20th, a Monday at 5:30 p.m. Elsewhere in the South Atlantic Conference, this game started early because there was no women's game, and so we get to talk about a bunch of games that haven't gone to half yet. Lenoir-Rhyne leading, LMU leading Newberry 18-9, midway point of the first half. A 10-0 run for the Rail Splitters to grab a big lead early. LMU shooting 55% from the field. UVA Wise has bounded out to a 37-25 lead on Limestone over in Gaffney with 3:47 to play in the first half. Cavs are just hitting 63% from the field, 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. Luke Lawson has 9 points for the Highland Cavaliers. Wingate leading Emory and Henry on the road 33-26. 4:06 left in the first half in that one. Bulldogs 52% from the field. Donnell Nixon, the second, has 9 points to pace the Bulldogs. Jake Moynihan, 10 to lead the Wasps. 7:51 left in the first half. Anderson and Catawba are deadlocked in a 34-all ball game. Trojans just ended. 12 of 20 from the field. 8 of 10 from beyond the arc. But Catawba, when it's missed, has gotten offensive rebounds and some second chance points. But unbelievable that Anderson's 8 of 10 from beyond the arc and only tied with the Catawba team that's shooting 48%. Indians have also gotten to the line twice as much as the Trojans. Jerome Bivens with 11 points to pace Catawba. Jalen Hillary has 15 points on a perfect 5 of 5 shooting effort from deep to lead the Trojans. Coker is on the road at Tusculum, and the Cobras have a 24-21 lead over the Pioneers with 6:27 to play in the first half. Tusculum kind of in a similar position to Carson-Newman, shooting the cover off the ball. 8 of 15 from the field, but have turned it over 7 times in the first half compared to just 2 for the Cobras. Coker a little bit more efficient offensively than the Bears were in the first half. 9 of 21 from the field, that's 43%, en route to a 3-point lead over the Pioneers. Halftime here in Holt. Eagles 27, Bears 20. Carson-Newman trying to put a halt to a 6-game losing streak and secure a 5th straight win in the series against Lenoir-Rhyne for the first time in series history. We'll see how things shake out in Holt Fieldhouse when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Since 1916, a lot of independent agents have recommended auto owner's insurance, and a lot of parents have taken that recommendation to heart. So have a lot of their children, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. As we celebrate our first 100 years, Auto Owners Insurance thanks all those who have put their trust in us, and all the generations who will.
This is Carson-Newman basketball.
Goes top of key. Pull up three. On the way. Got it. Charlie Clark dialing long distance with impunity.
On the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
Just like no two people are the same, no 2 days are the same. We start them and end them at different times. And in between, we all do very different things. Yet there is something we all have in common. Knowing your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative is here to power every moment of every day. Because no matter when it starts, we never stop.
Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek.
Halftime wrapping up in Holt Fieldhouse, where Carson-Newman carries a 27-20 halftime lead over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Before we get the second half started, let's pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves here on the Eagle Sports Network. Adam Cavalier, delighted to have you here courtside at historic Frosty Holt Fieldhouse. Skip Roberts running the show back inside of network control, and our fantastic Carson-Newman Eagle Sports Network crew on hand today. Camera operators Burke Rothgrab, Caitlin Ridley, Rick Gintahome, and Jay West. Our replay operator tonight is Ian Johnson, and our director, Mia Toribio. I'm Adam Cavalier. Thanks for joining us here on Hall of Fame weekend. The former Dallas Cowboy Chris Jones is in attendance. The Carson-Newman football program's first Hall of Fame, Harlan Hill finalist Tyrone Westmoreland is in attendance, as well as the program's first NCAA Division II men's basketball All-American Kyle Gribble. He's in the building as well, watching on as Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne 27-20. Bears basketball out of the break with Tyson, Johnson, Neesmith, McCoy, and Lagana on the floor. Eagles in the zone, Joe Hall, Brennigan, Bridgewater, Thomas, and Dyer. McCoy over to the left wing for Johnson, bounce feed Neesmith left of the lane. Neesmith back to the basket on Thomas, backs him down to the left block, turns, right hand, hook. Thomas got a piece. Joe Hall collects the miss on the right block, and Eagles push it right to left. Lob inside to Thomas, right block. Spin move on Neesmith, got by him, pumps, lays it up, right hand, got it to go high off the window. An 11-2 run for Carson-Newman spanning the halftime break. His defense on one end creates a bucket on the other. 29-20 Carson-Newman, 19-10 to play in the second half, pardon me. Bears front court. We got a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. Everett Sullivan is very nonplussed as T.J. Neesmith called for a clear out in the post on Thomas. Second on Neesmith, first on the Bears. Eagles an 11-2 run spanning the halftime break, trying to open it up further. Joe Hall over the timeline right side. Chest pass over to Luke Brennigan, right wing. Brennigan zips it down to Dyer, right corner. Kick it left corner. Bridgewater wide open. Catch three. Front iron, no. Dyer went for the slam dunk putback. Couldn't get it clean. Thomas the rebound. Kick out. Joe Hall head of the key. Front iron, no. Dyer scrapping for the rebound. And he has to hug the official as he deflects it out of bounds. Ren Dyer has attempted one shot, but he is impacting the game in other ways with his hustle and fortitude. 29-20 Eagles leading. Wholesale changes for the Bears. 18:43 to go in the second half, trailing 29-20. Lenoir-Rhyne has made just one basket over the last 6 minutes of game action dating back to the first half. Bears go inside for Sal Wilson, and he walks. That is the 6th Lenoir-Rhyne turnover. 4 of them have been travels. Ball back to Carson-Newman, a chance to take the first double-digit lead of the night. Joe Hall accelerating, drops it off Thomas left block. One dribble, turns it on Neesmith. Turns, right-hand bunny, won't go. Bridgewater taps the rebound, loses his footing, and then loses it to Johnson in the right corner. Pardon me, that's Sal Wilson. Bears front court, down by 9. Campbell curls underneath the basket. Bounce feed for a cutting Wilson to the cup. Wilson dumps it in with 2 hands off the window. 29-22, Bears down 7. 2 minutes into the second half. Eagles work it from right to left. Dyer lobs to Brennigan at the right elbow. Dyer shovels it out for Dyer, right wing. 3, bottom. Ren Dyer off the shovel from Luke Brennigan. 4th assist from Brennigan. Dyer buries the tray, and the Eagles lead by 10 for the first time tonight. 32-22 with 17:35 to go in the second stanza. Bears onto the offensive end. Medwinter head of the key. Floats it out to Campbell in the left wing. Skip it right corner. There's a catch 3. McCoy, and one of the country's best three-point shooters, knocks down his first triple of the day. McCoy has hit multiple threes in all but 2 games this year. He's 1 for 4 with 5 points. 32-25 Eagles. The other way. Dyer goes in for the right-hand slam. Didn't flush it home for the poster, but he does draw a foul on Damian Medwinter. First personal on Medwinter, second team foul on the Bears. So Dyer to the stripe to shoot a pair. Well, Wren flushes that one home. This place comes crashing down. That would have been something fierce. First free throw for Dyer. Clanks it front of the rim, no good. One more free throw for Ren Dyer. Couple dribbles, bends the knees. Second free throw, he adjusts and converts. 5 points for Ren Dyer, 8-point lead for the Eagles. 33-25 with 17:08 to go in the second half. Bears working on to the offensive end. Campbell, left wing. Feeds Wilson, middle of the lane. Kick out, McCoy head of the key. McCoy down to the right block. Chucks up a shot over Thomas, won't fall. Finds his own offensive rebound. Flicks it out to the head of the key, Campbell. Second chance for the Bears. 7 on the shot clock. Campbell, head of the key. Drives, dishes, lost the handle on it. Luke Brennigan the steal. Brennigan did not have numbers. Pumps the brakes and gets the Eagles front court. Over to Joe Hall, left wing. Chest pass, Bridgewater, left corner. Feeds Joe Hall, left wing. Sticking to him, Wilson. Switch to Campbell. Bounce up top, Dyer. Skip it right corner, Bridgewater. Bridgewater, step back, 3. Bends off left side. Campbell gobbles up the rebound, left block for the Bears. Campbell into the front court to the head of the key. And he tosses up a shot. Goes in, doesn't matter. That's because Monty Joe Hall got truck sticked by Percy File. Just ran him right over. First on File, third on the Bears. 16-17 to go, second half. 33-25, Eagles up by 8. Luke Brennigan will bring it front court for Carson-Newman. leading by 8. Bears have led by 2 on a couple occasions. That's been Carson-Newman maintaining the lead for the majority. Bridgewater, left wing with the basketball. Gets it to Thomas, left corner. Drives and drags his pivot foot. As Campbell shuffled over to try to draw a charge, BT gets called for steps. First turnover of the second half for Carson-Newman, 12th of the game. 16:01 to play second half, 33-25. Carson-Newman leading the Bears. LR, 4 turnovers after halftime, after 4 turnovers in the first half. Bears with it front court. Campbell on the right wing. Goes to the head of the key for Wilson. Drive inside, missed the bunny. Thomas lost the rebound, but to Ren Dyer. Dyer racing front court. Drops it off for Brennigan right wing. Gets it to Thomas at the head of the key. Around to Joe Hall. Left corner 3. Halfway down and out. Bridgewater an offensive board. Second chance for the Eagles. Brennigan lobs Thomas right block. Spins right on file. Right hand. Baby hook. Pure for BT. Bryant Thomas is the second Eagle into double figures. He has 10, and that's Carson-Newman's lead. 35-25, 15-12 to go in the second half. Bears front court foul mishandling, but it's deflected out of bounds by Bridgewater, and that brings us to a break in the action. 15:09 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman 35, Lenoir-Rhyne 25. Bears haven't scored in 2 minutes. Can the Eagles take advantage? Find out when we get back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeingeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeingeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeingeagles.com today.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
15:09 to play in the second half, and Carson-Newman holds a 35-25 lead on Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears basketball out of the break. Inbounds comes into the backcourt for Shabazz to corral for the Bears. LR hasn't scored in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Right point for Medwinter. Lobs into the post. Butts deflects it out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock. It stays with Lenoir-Rhyne. Good deflection on the overplay D by Josh Butts. Nas Tyson, Jalen Johnson check back in, replacing McCoy and Hamilton Campbell. Jalen Johnson, right baseline to trigger in. Looks, whistle. What do we got here? A foul on whom? I couldn't see. Everett Sullivan makes a great door, bad window, and Luke Brennigan gets called for his first and the team's first. It's easy to see why Everett Sullivan is one of the best dunkers in Louisville basketball history, with his imposing frame clouding the majority of my vision anytime Lenoir-Rhyne has the ball on the floor to the right. 5 minutes into the second half, Bears looking to stop a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Shabazz goes to work left block, chucks up a shot with the left hand, counted off the window, and a foul on Josh Butts. That stops the Bears' 2.5-minute scoring drought. The foul goes on Butts, his first, the second on LR. And Elijah Shabazz off to the stripe for the third Bear free throw of the day. Hasn't been a ton of fouls called in this one. Conversely, haven't been a ton of free throws as it rims out left side. Bowen scoops it up left baseline for the Eagles, and Carson-Newman brings it right to left, leading by 8. Brennigan over the timeline, right side for Carson-Newman, picked up by Nas Tyson man-to-man. Brennigan right around a Bowen screen to the right wing. Accelerates on Tyson right baseline, shovels it out to Browder right wing. Chest pass Bowens out of the key over to Nick Brennigan, left wing. Nick Brennigan, 13 first half points. Lost the handle on it, but that's because there was a reach with 5 on the shot clock. And charge this to the Bears, Elijah Shabazz. His second, team's fourth. 20 on the shot clock. Ball out of bounds to the left block to Jack Browder. Browder triggers into Luke Brennigan in the left corner. High hand there for Nas Tyson. Shuffles it back to Browder, left corner. Catch 3 on the way. Short left iron. Whistle and a foul, battling for the rebound. Charge this to whom? It's on TJ Neesmith. His third, team's fifth. InterDigital strives to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app and film production services. InterDigital, they are laser-focused on your success. Browder inbounds for the Eagles, left baseline. Triggers into Nick Brennigan, left corner. Up top to Luke Brennigan at the head of the key. Back to Nick in the left corner. Baseline drive, gets called for a walk. That is the 7th traveling violation called by this officiating crew today. 4 on Lenoir-Rhyne, 3 on Carson-Newman. 35-27, Eagles leading. 14:04 to play in the second half. Bears work it from left to right. Johnson, right wing, accelerates into the paint, kicks it left corner. Here's a catch 3. Rimming off the front side, no good for McCoy. Brennigan corrals the rebound right baseline for the Eagles. Carson-Newman on the hot front court. Nick Brennigan, left corner, catch 3. Left iron, no. Bowens an offensive board. Back to Nick Brennigan in the left corner. Cut off on the baseline by Medwinter. Skips it to Browder, right wing. Catch 3 for him. Left of the 10, no good. Loose ball, left wing. Medwinter corrals it for the Bears. Eagles by 8, 13:25 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman led by 7 at the halftime horn. Bears are on to the offensive end. Johnson, right point with the rock, spins into the lane, fades over top of Brennigan. High difficulty leaner from 8 feet is off the back iron. Brennigan the rebound. Eagles running front court. Butts out of the key over to Luke Brennigan, left wing. Drop it off to Butts, left block. Feed Bowens, middle of the lane. One dribble, turns up and under move. Right hand finger roll won't fall, but he's fouled. Tyler Bowens to the line after Cooper Fowler commits the harm. First on Fowler, 6th on the Bears. 12:56 to play second half. Carson-Newman trying to stop a 2-minute scoring drought. Eagles just 3 of 12 from the field and 1 of 8 from 3 after halftime. Now Tyler Bowens to the line. Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider, providing Jefferson City with ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband. Let them serve you. Visit trilite.net. Bowens swirls in the first free throw to stretch the lead to 9 and stop a 2-minute, 23-second Carson-Newman scoring drought. One more free throw for Tyler Bowens. Ball held against his left hip. One dribble. Second free throw, spins up and spins in. Tyler Bowens has 4 points, 5 boards. And Carson-Newman matches its biggest lead at 10. An 11-2 run spanning the halftime break. The separator in this one for the Eagles. Bears with it front court. Johnson cutting into the paint. Spins around, hits Fowler head of the key. Pump fakes a 3, hands off Johnson right wing. Hand in his face, fires the triple. Front of the 10, no good. Bowens boards it for the Eagles right block. Up the floor to Browder. Zips it inside Butts left block. Turns, right hand. Can't get the shot to fall, but Cooper Fowler fouled him. Second on Fowler. 7th on the Bears. Eagles shooting free throws the rest of the way. And Josh Butts to the stripe, looking to extend a 10-point lead. In spite of Carson-Newman not hitting a shot from the field in nearly 3 minutes. Some free throw opportunities for the Eagles as Butts calmly sinks his 6th foul shot of the season. And giving Carson-Newman a chance to extend the lead as the Bears have gone 2 minutes and 12 seconds without scoring. Second free throw for Butts. Smooth as silk, 2 for 2 trip. Eagles by 12, their biggest lead. 39-27, Carson-Newman up, 12:35 to go in the second half. Nas Tyson exits. You've got Johnson, Campbell, Medwinter, Fowler, and McCoy. Bears onto the offensive end against the Eagles zone. Fowler at the head of the key. Flips it over to Johnson, left wing. Johnson Chest pass over to the left corner. Here's a three from McCoy. Front of the 10, no good. Bowens elevates to grab the rebound. As he landed, Campbell reached in, and he gets called for his first and the team's 8th. So let's go 75 feet the other way for free throws. So Tyler Bowens for 1 and 1. TJ Neesmith re-enters, playing with 3 fouls as Cooper Fowler exits. The Eagles haven't made a shot from the field in 3:10, but they've extended the lead to 12 thanks to free throw line work. Front end of the 1 and 1 for Bowens. Drops through the strings. He's got 5 points. Lead at 13 for Carson-Newman. 40-27. 12-16 to go in the second half. Second free throw for Tyler Bowens. Lobs it up. Rims out front side. 5-0 run for Carson-Newman to take a 13-point lead with 12:10 to play in the second half. The entirety of the run coming at the free throw line for the Eagles. Bears with the ball front court. Neesmith leans in, barrels through Browder. It's a charge and a big one. 4th personal on TJ Neesmith. 4th on Neesmith, 9th on the Bears. And Percy File is off the bench to check in for the foul-beleaguered first-team All-SAC performer Neesmith. And I believe, did somebody call for time? We haven't passed the 12-minute media. All right, so Everett Sullivan has taken he called for a full timeout, so we still have our under 12 media to get to in the realm of basketball bookkeeping. So this is not a media timeout. We'll have one at the next dead ball. 12:01 to play in the second half. 40-27. Carson-Newman leading by 13. It's not a media because Everett Sullivan used his full timeout. At least that's our understanding. So 40-27, Eagles by 13. Carson-Newman hasn't made a shot in the last 3:20, but LR hasn't scored in 2:42. And Carson-Newman has used a 5-0 run all at the free throw line to extend the lead out to 13. Bears break the huddle with File, Johnson, Medwinter, Campbell, and McCoy on the floor. Carson-Newman counters Browder, the Brennigan brothers, Butts, and Bowens. Killer bees for Carson-Newman. A little 2-2-1 full court pressure for the Bears as the Eagles bring it front court, looking for their first made bucket in more than 3 minutes. Nick Brennigan, left wing, leaps and hits Bowens at the right point. Bowens leaps, passes, Browder, left corner, catch 3, left it short. Campbell the rebound, left block for the Bears. Bears onto the offensive end. Campbell head of the key over to Johnson, right wing. He tries the triple and connects. That stops a 3-minute scoring drought for the Bears, cuts the deficit to 10. 40-30, 11:23 to play in the second half. Eagles into the front court. One of their last 7 from the field. They're 3 of 13 for the period. Bowens at the head of the key, and you got an offensive foul on Josh Butts away from the basketball. So a second personal on Butts. 3rd team foul on the Eagles brings us to a break in the action. 11:15 to go in the second half. 40-30. Carson-Newman by 10. Looking for its first made field goal in nearly 4 minutes. Back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
11:15 to go in the second half, 40-30. Carson-Newman leads Lenoir-Rhyne. Eagles haven't made a shot from the field in the last 4 minutes, but they've gotten to the free throw line, and that's helped make the difference. Just 23% from the field after halftime for Carson-Newman. Lenoir-Rhyne at 36% from the field. Hasn't been able to make any inroads into what was a 7-point halftime lead for the Eagles. Johnson at the charity stripe, lost the handle on it. Luke Brennigan grabs the steal, and then Johnson fouls him. Head the other way for free throws. First personal on Johnson. That's the 10th foul on LR. And the turnover results in free throws for Carson-Newman. Luke Brennigan to the stripe. Bends the knees, flicks the first free throw up, and calmly connects. That is Luke Brennigan's first point. Latest member of the 1,000-point club. In fact, the 40th guy in program history. Now with 1,011 career points as he sinks both. Eagles up 12, 42-30 with 11:02 to play in the second half. Eagles have been able to maintain and extend the lead at the free throw line in spite of not making a shot over the last 4:24. Bears with it front court. Johnson over to the left wing for Campbell. Campbell skips it right wing, Medwinter. High hand there for Dyer. Into the right corner, McCoy. Thomas taps it out of his hands, out of bounds into the Bear bench. Stays with the Bears with 13 to shoot. Campbell goes into Johnson on the right wing, around to Medwinter left point for a triple. Medwinter clanks it off the right iron, right into Campbell's hands. Second chance for the Bears. Johnson lost the handle on it, left elbow, and because he maintained his dribble, he ends up traveling and dragging his pivot foot as he tries to corral it. That is an 8th turnover this half for the Bears, and their 12th for the game. Ball back to Carson-Newman. LR unable to take advantage of the fact that Carson-Newman hasn't made a shot in nearly 5 minutes. It's because of turnovers. Brennigan on the right elbow leads with his forearm, and it gets called for a charge. That's a second personal on Brennigan, a 4th team foul on the Eagles. 15th turnover for Carson-Newman, but that's just the 4th in the second half for the Eagles. 42-30, Carson-Newman the lead. An 11-2 run spanning the halftime break created some separation for Carson-Newman. Bears looking for answer points. McCoy left wing, back up top for Campbell. Back to McCoy left wing, back to Campbell up top. Zip it inside, File. Right block, turns, lays it up on Thomas, but draws a foul. Didn't make the shot because Thomas rejected it. But BT collects his first personal and the team's 5th. So 2 free throws here for Percy File. Foul shot's a bit of a collector's item for him. Just his 9th free throw attempt this season. He's made 6 so far, and it stays at 6 as he misses the first off the left side of the rim. One more free throw for Percy File out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Southpaw sends up the second. Front of the rim, rolls over and through. 42-31, Eagles by 11 with 10:05 to play in the second half. Eagles on to the offensive end. Nick Brennigan, chest pass Thomas, head of the key. High hands there for File, around Brennigan right wing. 12 to shoot. Inside Thomas, one dribble, down to the right block. Pivots, passes, Nick Brennigan right wing. 7 on the shot clock. Brennigan drives, dishes. Luke Brennigan, left wing, 3. Front iron, no. Thomas rises up, pulls down an offensive rebound. Second chance for the Eagles. Nick Brennigan, head of the key. Around to Luke left wing. 13 on the shot clock. Back to Nick Brennigan left corner. Feeds Thomas, left of the lane. Thomas travels. Eagles turn it over for a 16th time. 9:33 to go. second half, 42-31. Eagles lead by 11 in spite of not making a shot from the field in nearly 6 minutes. Carson-Newman 3 of 14 in the second half. Bears are 4 of 12. LR front court, trailing 42-31. Between the rings, it's Campbell. Right hand dribbles for Campbell. Leaps and passes into the right corner for Medwinter. Back over to the right wing, McCoy, head of the key, Campbell. Campbell drives the left of the lane, turns, pivots, passes into the Bears bench. 9th turnover this half for Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears 13th of the game. Ball back to Carson-Newman. Now, at times today, it has not been pretty. In the first half, it was Carson-Newman turning it over. Eagles had 11 at the break. In the second half, it's been the Bears. 9 giveaways after halftime. Eagles front court, and Medwinter called for a hold as Brennigan was scraping around the screen. Second personal on Medwinter. 11th team foul on Lenoir-Rhyne that sends Ren Dyer to the line for 2. Eagles are 3 of 14 from the field in the second half, but 8 of 10 at the line. Trying to break a 2-minute scoring drought here for Dyer, and he calmly does by making the first free throw. 6 points for Ren Dyer. One more free throw for the Sacks 2021 Freshman of the Year. As the Eagles up by 12, second foul shot on the way, and it's 13. Carson-Newman matches its biggest lead with those 2 Dyer freebies. 44-31, Eagles by 13 with 9:03 to play in the second half. Bears roll the ball up the floor and get it into the half court. 8:58 to go, trailing by 13. Right wing for Lagana. Skip it left wing, McCoy heaves up a 3. Back iron, no. Offensive rebound, Medwinter left baseline. Second chance for the Bears. Left corner, Medwinter. Pump fakes a 3 on Thomas. Zips it to the right wing, Campbell. Campbell drives baseline, lays it up high off the window, and gets it to go off the outside the reach of the outstretched right paw of Bryant Thomas. 44-33, Eagles by 11 with 8:30 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman hasn't made a shot from the field in nearly 7 minutes. And that streak will continue. Brennigan's entry pass to Dyer is tipped up and taken away by Medwinter in the middle of the lane. 6th Eagle turnover, the 17th for the game. Driving inside is Lagana. He heaves up a shot and draws a foul on Bryant Thomas. Pardon me, they charge it to Luke Brennigan with a trip. 3rd on Brennigan, 6th on the Eagles. And I will say that he was not in the act of shooting, was Malik Lagana. And so it's ball out of bounds to the right baseline to Campbell. Campbell triggers all the way into the backcourt to Jalen Johnson. The Bears set up in the half court trying to cut the lead inside of 10 points. Johnson head of the key. Drives to the free throw line. Stops his dribble. Gets it to Lagana left side of the lane. His leaner won't fall. Dyer seals him off to grab the rebound. And the Eagles bring it from right to left. Carson-Newman's missed 5 straight shots. Bridgewater tries to stop it right wing, and he does. Caleb Bridgewater, dead-eye from deep. Eagles up 14. 47-33 with 7:36 to go in the second half. Bears onto the offensive end. Right wing, Jalen Johnson. Stops his dribble in the right corner, flips it out to the right wing for Lagana. Skip it, McCoy left wing. McCoy back up top for Johnson. Johnson drives inside, gets to the right block, lays it up. He misses the leaner, but he does draw a foul on Bryant Thomas. So that is a second personal on BT, a 7th team foul on the Eagles, and we come to a break in the action. 7:17 left in the second half. Carson-Newman 47, Lenoir-Rhyne 33. Caleb Bridgewater stops a near 8-minute field goal drought with a triple and has the Eagles up by their biggest lead of the day here on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Back courtside at Holt Fieldhouse, Adam Cavalier happy to have you on hand as the Bears shooting free throws on the other side of this break. Jalen Johnson is at the line shooting 2 for Lenoir-Rhyne. 69% at the stripe on the season. Two-shot foul. Officials just wanted to confirm. First free throw for them, Johnson, is short off the front iron. One more free throw from Johnson. He makes that one. And it's 47-34, Eagles with 7:17 to go second half. Full court pressure on for the Bears. Nick Brennigan gets it to Browder, right wing. Browder stops, had Butts open, didn't hit him. Inside it goes to Butts, but it's deflected out of bounds by Neesmith, and it stays with Carson-Newman with 7:07 to play. And the Eagles leading 47-34. Browder, right baseline, gets it into Nick Brennigan, deflected out of bounds by McCoy, stays with Carson-Newman. No, they say Brennigan touched it last. LR basketball, Eagles' 18th turnover. 47-34, Carson-Newman the lead. Bears the basketball. Campbell pulls up left wing for a three. Back of the rim, no good. Browder the board. Eagles plus 11 on the glass. That's made a difference when Lenoir-Rhyne only shooting 30%. Browder, left wing for the Eagles against man-to-man defense for the Bears. Nick Brennigan, right wing. He walked. That is 9 travels called in this game now, and a 19th turnover for Carson-Newman. 6:44 to go in the second half, 47-34. Eagles the lead. Bears onto the offensive end. Johnson gets it to McCoy at the head of the key. Inside it goes Neesmith. Neesmith at the free throw line. Pump fakes from 15, instead drives and gets fouled. Didn't hit the leaner with the right hand, but he will head to the charity stripe after the personal. On whom? On Josh Butts, his third, team's 8th. 2 free throws for TJ Neesmith, a 75% shooter at the line on the season. 47-34, Eagles by 13. That's where it stays as Neesmith rims out right side. One more free throw for TJ Neesmith. Eagles have done phenomenally on him in the second half. Second free throw on the way. That one strokes the strings. That's his first second half point. Now, part of that's foul trouble. He's only had 17 minutes for the preseason All-South Atlantic Conference first teamer. Bowens too hot to handle with the inbounds pass to Monty Johal. Tie up, whistle, and the jump ball is to Carson-Newman, if that is the call. Yes, it is. Jump ball, Eagles. Which is an interesting call considering the ball was between 2 Lenoir-Rhyne players' legs. Luke Brennigan checks in to replace Monty Johal. Full court pressure on for the Bears, trying to take advantage of the fact that Carson-Newman's turned it over 19 times in this one. The Bears only 9 points off those giveaways. Bowens triggers into the right corner for Nick Brennigan. Trap gets it to Browder. Up the right sideline it goes to Brennigan. Brennigan races front court. Weaves his way into the left corner as McCoy harasses him. Brennigan bounce feed, Browder right elbow. Back to Brennigan with 15 on the shot clock. He says, let's reset. 10 and 9. Bowens over to Browder right wing. Off his hands and out of bounds. Another turnover for Carson-Newman, the 20th of the game. Second time this season that Carson-Newman has had 20 giveaways, but they've been all of that variety. Ball's out of bounds. LR only has 5 steals. Bears front court, trailing by 12. Head of the key, Medwinter. Medwinter down to the right block. Teardrop up won't go, but he's fouled. And charge this to Luke Brennigan. That's his 4th, team's 9th. 5:53 to go in the second half. Eagles leading 47-35. This game has not had a real crisp feel to it, as this will be 1-1, not a 2-shot foul. Carson-Newman's just 4 of 15 from the field after halftime. Well, has only made 15 shots in this game, but the Eagles 11 of 14 at the line. That's a big difference maker compared to 4 of 9 shooting at the stripe for the Bears. 1-1 here for Medwinter. First free throw of the season, strokes it. 47-36, Eagles by 11. One more free throw for Medwinter. Couple bounces. Bend to the knees, flicks it up and flicks it in. 47-37, Eagles by 10 with 5:53 to go in the second half. Luke Brennigan gets the ball in the backcourt. Full court pressure on for the Bears. Bounces it to Nick Brennigan. Floats it ahead to Browder. Browder running the right side of the lane. Gets to the cup and lays it in past T.J. Neesmith, playing with 4 fouls. 49-37, back to a 12-point lead for the Eagles with 5:36 to go in the second half. Bears with it front court. Medwinter driving the left side of the lane. Twirling around, he walks. There have been more travels called in a game this season than any other. That's double-digit walks called by this crew. 49-37, Eagles by 12, trying to take advantage of the 10th LR turnover of the half. Brennigan in the backcourt, 5 to get it across. Brennigan lobs it ahead to Browder right sideline. Browder accelerates into the corner, lost the handle on it to Jalen Johnson. A 21st turnover for the Eagles. Bears front court, left corner, Medwinter. Pump fakes a 3, gets it around McCoy left wing for a triple. He swirls it home, count the basket, and a foul. And that is it for Luke Brennigan. A 5th foul on Luke, and a 10th foul on the Eagles. So Luke Brennigan fouls out. 49-40, Bears down 9. And McCoy can make this an 8-point game at the line. So the Eagles floor general off the floor for the remainder of this one. Monty Johal will come in. So Johal, Browder, Nick Brennigan, Ren Dyer, and Bryant Thomas on the floor for Carson-Newman. And an and one free throw for L.J. McCoy. McCoy. As Percy File comes off the bench, he'll check in for T.J. Neesmith. 5:11 to play in the second half, 49-40, Carson-Newman leading. McCoy, couple dribbles, spins the ball into his left hand, shoots it with his right. And the 80% free throw shooter knocks it down. 49-41, Eagles by 8 with 5:11 to play in the second half. Brennigan trapped in the backcourt, gets it to Ren Dyer, who races over the right side of the timeline. Dyer trapped in the half court, feeds Johal at the head of the key. Bounce it to Browder, left block, leans in, can't hit the layup. Thomas cleans it up with a two-handed jam. Browder didn't hit first, but Thomas certainly does second. 12 for BT. 51-41. Eagles by 10 with 4:45 to play in the second half. Bears onto the offensive end. McCoy, head of the key, over to the right wing for Medwinter. Back up top, Hamilton. Drive the left block, turns, passes, Johnson right wing. He drives, shot up, right elbow, 15-footer, cash for Johnson. 12 for Jalen Johnson. 51-43, Eagles by 8 with 4:20 to play in the second half. Joe Hall over the timeline, middle of the floor for Carson-Newman with 2 seconds to spare. Joe Hall gets it to Dyer between the rings. Dyer, 2 right-hand dribbles, shovels off to Browder in the right corner. 12 on the shot clock. Browder hits Thomas out of the key, 10-9. Thomas drives to the left elbow, 7-6. Back out Brennigan right wing. Brennigan inside on McCoy, zips at Browder, cutting right block, leans in, can't get it to go front iron. Thomas an offensive rebound. Second chance for the Eagles. Joe Hall out to the left wing. Carson-Newman resets up by 8. 12-11 over to the right wing for Nick Brennigan. 9-8. Brennigan, 1 left-hand dribble. Thomas out of the key. Thomas drives on Lyle, takes it up and draws a foul with 3 on the shot clock. 2-shot foul for Bryant Thomas. The foul charge to Damian Medwinter. His third, team's 12th. Brings us to our final break. 3:36 to play in the second half. Carson-Newman 51, Lenoir-Rhyne 43. Eagles trying to put a halt to a 6-game losing streak right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
3:36 to play in the second half. 51-43. Carson-Newman leading Lenoir-Rhyne, and Bryant Thomas is off to the charity stripe to shoot a pair for Carson-Newman. Well, offense hasn't been pretty in this one, and that's probably to be expected between two teams that are top 4 in the SAC in scoring defense. Bears the league leaders. Carson-Newman second in the conference in field goal percentage defense, and that's been on display here today. Thomas flicks up the first free throw, back iron, bending, off to the left. 4 bounces. Thomas can't convert. One more free throw for Bryant Thomas. Chance to extend it to 9. Flicks it up, flicks that one in. 13 for BT. 52-43. Eagles by 9 with 3:35 to play in the second half. Johnson over the timeline, right side. Goes to the head of the key with his left hand. High hand there for Brennigan. Johnson, chest pass, left corner for Medwinter, 13 to shoot. Medwinter over to McCoy, right wing. Joe Hall there with a high hand. Back over to Johnson, left wing. He heaves up a 3 and rattles it in. Well defended by Nick Brennigan. Johnson just made it. 52-46, Bears down 6 with 3:06 to play in the second half. 4 to get it across the timeline. Eagles do to Browder, right wing. Browder drives in on Neesmith, glides to the rim, and lays it in with the right hand. 4 points for Jack Browder, back to an 8-point lead for the Eagles. 54-46 Eagles. 2:50 to go in the second half. Bears with it front court. Johnson over to left wing, Medwinter, back up top, Johnson. Johnson, step back from the head of the key, rattles it in. Timeout, Everett Sullivan. 5-point game, 54-49 after back-to-back triples for Jalen Johnson. And both high difficult variety in their attempts. Bears are down by 5 after trailing by 14 and have made their last 4 shots. .237 to play second half, 54-49. Carson-Newman leading Lenoir-Rhyne and searching for the first 5-game winning streak in this series over the Bears. LR not going quietly into the night, though. Jalen Johnson back-to-back threes to make things a little more intriguing here late. And it's not like Carson-Newman has had some empty possessions in this stretch. Thomas a dunk, a free throw from Thomas. Browder a fast break layup. Just been trading ones and twos for 3 straight threes for the Bears, and one of those a 4-point play. Dyer, Joe Hall, Browder, Brennigan, Thomas on the floor for Carson-Newman. 2:30 to play, and the Eagles up by 5. Joe Hall at the head of the key, slips it to Dyer, right block. Dyer goes in and throws it down with a thunderous two-fisted slam. Joe Hall the feed. Rhyne puts the Eagles up 7 with 2:18 to go in the second half. 56-49. Carson-Newman, Bears the other way. Johnson trying to take over. Misses the bunny from the right side of the lane. Thomas eats up his 8th rebound, and the Eagles bring it from right to left. Dyer over the timeline. Dribbles over to the right wing with right-hand handles on Johnson. Muscles his way to the right block. Takes it up and gets fouled. Rhyne Dyer bullies Jalen Johnson to the basket. And Johnson is charged with his second and the team's 13th. 2 free throws for Rhyne and an opportunity for Carson-Newman to make this a 9-point game again. Eagles have limited the Bears to 35% shooting in this one, but have turned it over a season-high 21 times. First free throw for Dyer, rainbows through. I guess the one positive thing for that, for Carson-Newman, those 21 turnovers, 15 or just like balls out of bounds or travels or offensive fouls, dead ball turnovers. Dyer made the first, second, rims out left side, no good. 57-49, 8-point lead for the Eagles with 1:52 to play in the second half. Bears with it front court. Johnson, right wing, left over to the wing for McCoy, back to Johnson, head of the key. Johnson, step back on Joe Hall. He's clipped, lands, and Monty saying, hey, he stuck out his leg. And Chuck Benson is incensed. 3rd on Joe Hall, 11th on the Eagles. 3 free throws for Jalen Johnson with the Eagles up by 8. 57-49 with 101 seconds left. Jalen Johnson, 20 of 29 at the stripe coming into this game. He's 1 of 2 today. 69% shooter for the season. First one, back iron, no. Best, he can make this a 6-point game if he makes these next 2. Johnson spins the ball into his left hand, shoots it with his right, and knocks that one down. 57-50. Eagles by 7. 1:41 left. Cooper Fowler was set to check in. He did not. Percy File is in the game. One more free throw for Johnson. Bends the knees, lobs it up and sinks it. 6-point lead. 57-51 for the Eagles with 1:41 to play in the second half. Full court pressure on for the Bears after the made free throw. Joe Hall in the backcourt, gets it to Nick Brennigan, who breaks it over the timeline left side. Brennigan trapped and bounces to Joe Hall between the rings. Joe Hall drives to the free throw line, leaps and passes Dyer right wing. Dyer, 85 seconds left. Accelerating down to the left block, and he's fouled from behind by L.J. McCoy. 3rd personal on McCoy, 14th foul on the Bears. 2 free throws for Rhyne Dyer. And a chance for Rhyne to put the lead back at 8 for Carson-Newman. Dyer in double figures with 10 points. 4 boards and 3 assists. Dyer struggling at the stripe, though, today. He's 5 of 9, though. Uncharacteristic for a guy coming in at 85%. But best, Dyer can make it a 7-point lead after missing the first. Dyer bends his knees, second one on the way. Rims out front side, no good. Medwinter the rebound. 6-point lead for the Eagles with 78 seconds left. Carson-Newman looking for stops. Johnson right around a Fowler screen, accelerates, right block, leans it up and sinks a tough shot over top of Thomas. 22 for Johnson, 4-point lead for the Eagles. 57-53 with 63 seconds left. Joe Hall over the timeline left side with under a minute to play. 20 on the shot clock. Carson-Newman can bleed this down to 30 seconds and change. And you got a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. It's on Cooper Fowler. That's his third. Team's 15th. Sent Bryant Thomas to the line to shoot two. 50 seconds left, 57-53. Eagles by four, pardon me. Bryant Thomas trying to make this a 6-point lead at the line. Thomas. That's the ball. 2 dribbles, now 3. First free throw on the way, rims out left side. That's 3 straight misses inside of 75 seconds for Carson-Newman. So at best, Thomas can make it a 5-point lead. Thomas. Second free throw. Rims out left side. 0 of 4 for Carson-Newman. Bears the rebound, down 4 with 47 seconds left in the second half. Right corner, Hamilton, catch 3. Front iron, no. Dyer the rebound. Dyer holds it, gets it to Brennigan, who brings it near to the front court, and he's fouled from behind by Jalen Johnson. Third personal on Johnson, 16th foul on the Bears this half. Nick Brennigan to shoot 2 with 36 left, trying to make it a 6-point game. Eagles have missed their last 4 shots, and this is a Carson-Newman team that shoots it at 80% inside of 5 minutes. Nick Brennigan 10 of 14 at the line in his career in this situation. First free throw on the way. Calmly converts nothing but strings. 5-point lead for the Eagles. 58-53, 36.3 seconds left. That's Brennigan's first point of the second half. He has 14. One more free throw for Nick. He converts. 59-53, 6-point lead for the Eagles. 33 seconds left. Bears into the front court. Down the left side of the lane goes Johnson. A reverse layup. Thomas blocked it. Browder the rebound. A steal, though, by Hamilton. McCoy, a heave. Left corner. Back iron, no. Thomas the rebound. Gets it to Joe Hall. Joe Hall sprinting. He's shoved from behind by Campbell. And that'll be free throws for the Eagles. Second on Campbell. 17th on the Bears. 59-53. Eagles up by 6. What a block for Bryant Thomas. Carson-Newman's all-time leader with his third of the day. So Monty Joe Hall with his first free throws of the contest. 82% shooter on the season, can make this a 3-possession game. Missed it. Off to the right. Carson-Newman struggling from the line down the stretch here. Still can make it a 3-possession game, though. 59-53 with 16.2 seconds left. Joe Hall lines it up. The southpaw rattles it in. 60-53. Eagles by 7. 15 ticks left. Bears bring it front court. Johnson, right wing, a 3. Airballed it. Saved in by Campbell to Fowler. Kicks it out Medwinter. Left corner 3. Back iron, no. Medwinter follows his own miss. McCoy from the head of the key. Missed the shot. A whistle, a foul. It's on the Bears, and that should just about do it. Jack Browder draws a blocking or an illegal screen on Medwinter. 4th on him. 18th on the Bears. Player control foul. 0.9 seconds for the Eagles to get it in and secure a win. Inbounds to Nick Brennigan. Buzzer, ball game, and a sigh of relief. Carson-Newman prevails 60-53. First 5-game winning streak in series history over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. And the Eagles, that 6-game losing streak this season, firmly in the rearview mirror behind a phenomenal defensive performance, limiting the Bears to 32.1% shooting. Get to the Domino's post-game report in a moment after these messages on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, Turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
AEC, bringing the winning game plan to your team.
Back courtside at Holt Fieldhouse as Carson-Newman picks up a 60-53 win over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Domino's postgame report heads your way after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Grab a slice. Our coverage of CN Hoops continues with the Domino's postgame report on the Eagle Sports Network.
Since 1916, a lot of independent agents have recommended auto owners insurance, and a lot of parents have taken that recommendation to heart. So have a lot of their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. As we celebrate our first 100 years, Auto Owners Insurance thanks all those who have put their trust in us, and all the generations who will.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
This is the Domino's post-game report on the Eagle Sports Network.
The outlet to Nick Brennigan, racing to the rim, finger rolls it home with the right hand.
Your stats breakdown, a conversation with Chuck Benson, and player interviews are all headed your way. Today's game is also brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek. By Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. By the Eagle Club, the family of Eagles. By Pepsi, that's what I like. By Magaha Electric, providing quality electrical services and products to East Tennessee for more than 40 years. By InterDigital, IT support and marketing, laser focused on your success. By the Bible Insurance Agency, the agency that service built. By the Aramark, a foundation of fresh food and speedy service. By Lisa's Country Kitchen, the best food for the best prices. By the Tennessee National Guard, a generation of volunteers. By Food City, value every day. By Tri-Light, dream big with gig. By Quality Suites of Morristown, an official hotel of the Carson-Newman Eagles. And by ShopCNEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Let's head back to the arena and the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier.
All right, back courtside here at Holt Fieldhouse is Carson-Newman collects a 60-53 win over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Eagles improved to 11-8 on the year and 5-4 in South Atlantic Conference play, while the Bears fall to 8-9 and 2-6 in league action. Carson-Newman uses its defense in this contest to get the job done over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. And it wasn't pretty at times for Carson-Newman, but the Eagles do just enough to get over the hump and get the job done. A season-high 21 turnovers. That's probably the biggest culprit. But Eagles hold LR to 32.7% shooting in just 50 points. In the win, Carson-Newman got 15 points out of Nick Brennigan, our Food City player of the game. He was 5 of 7 from the field and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Bryant Thomas adds in 13 points and 8 rebounds. Ren Dyer, 10 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists to pace Carson-Newman. Eagles, a solid job on L.J. McCoy. Got 9 points, but was not efficient. 3 of 11 from the field and 2 of 9 from 3. McCoy, the conference's leader in three-point field goals made per game, three-point field goals made this season, and three-point percentage. Carson-Newman will take 2 of 9 any day of the week against L.J. McCoy. It was Jalen Johnson who carried the load for the Bears. 22 points on 7 of 16 shooting, including 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. So Carson-Newman gets the job done over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears by a final score of 60-53. By the way, T.J. Neesmith, first-team All-SAC performer, in foul trouble much of the game, only 9 points for the Bears. Here on the Domino's post-game report, I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, what a defensive performance. Had some issues with ball security, but at the end of the day, your defense what helped turns the tide in a 60-53 win. And now, for the first time in series history, you've won 5 straight over the Bears, while showing a lot of stick-to-itiveness to get over a 6-game losing streak. What did you see from your team today?
Today was one of those fine examples that a lot of things can be sort of, you can struggle on a lot of things on the offensive side of the ball, but if you're able to defend your way out of that and defend well enough, you actually can come up with the outcome you prefer. And we met what are typically our defensive goals, and the kudos and credit goes to our players because they're late. Lenoir-Rhyne made some tough shots, and our ball security, as you said, was questionable. But our guys stay committed and stay connected. I mean, most importantly, Kevin, you can have all the strategies and all that junk you want to have, but it's got to start with everybody being committed to one another and just loving each other, man. And you got to love each other, play with each other, and our guys stayed right there committed. And I thought that really was sort of the secret sauce for us.
How meaningful is that after the skid that this team was on?
Well, I mean, it's been a calendar month since we've tasted an actual win. And that's frustrating. But, I saw a lot of, no matter what the outcome would have been, I saw a lot of positive things today, a lot of positive things. Yes, it feels good. It is good, not just feeling-wise, but it is good. And I'm happy for our guys. I mean, you and I are both parents, Kev, and as a parent, it breaks your heart when you see those that you love and care about suffering and hurting, and even if it's earned. You know what I'm saying? You hate to see it, and I was hating to see it for our guys because I do care a great deal about them. We want to protect those we love from adversity, but for our own growth, we need to learn how to embrace those challenges so that we can learn from it and grow. And we got it in quadruples, so to speak. But hopefully we'll continue to evolve as a team from these challenges we faced the last 6 games.
The defensive performance obviously keyed by what you did against L.J. McCoy.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like he was comfortable for much of the day. Conference's top 3-point shooter, both in all 3 things: percentages, threes per game, and threes made on the season. You've talked about in the past executing the scout. It would seem that was done at a very high level today against McCoy.
Well, it was, and he's a hard guy to deal with. He's a big guard. He's got a really quick release, and he's got the one thing that you always need, and that's get elite confidence. So our guys, especially the first half, made it difficult. We told them he goes into half with no made threes. He's going to come out and be extra aggressive, and we got to know that. We got to be willing to take a punch from them, offensively speaking. Yeah, but I mean, I thought our guard play defensively the second half, especially. I thought the Brannigan brothers and Bryant Thomas had a lot of really good helper kind of coverage situations, and that's when we sort of get that little bit of a buffer that we were going to need as the second half came to a close.
How meaningful is this one with Kyle Gribble in the house, Stan Davis in the house, Trip Davis in the house?
Yeah.
A lot of old heads in town for Kyle Gribble's Hall of Fame induction ceremony to get the job done.
Gosh,
with
man, I mean,
performance.
Those guys came in last night for the ceremony and visited with them last night, and they came to shoot around this morning, visited with them more, went in the locker room and hung out, and then they're here at the game, and I'd be lying if I didn't think like, man, I really hope we can put on a performance that sort of honors their attendance today. And then you have my beloved Tripp, whom I love to death, and I know he had a lot of success here with us, and I just think him being here was a real positive sort of influence and a pick me up for all of us, because he physically doesn't live here, but he's mentally, emotionally, and spiritually very much still connected to everybody here. And so, I mean, I know me. Shoot, he's here, and I'm feeling a bit more chipper. So, we love our Trip, and man, it's Luke's birthday today. Old Luke Brannigan. You wouldn't know it. He's 32, but he's a young 32, and he got that nice part of a win, and it's just a good day, man. It's just a good day. We've been needing to feel this feeling again, and everybody's happy for it.
Probably a guy that you're happy for, not only Luke, but his younger brother Nick.
Yeah.
Shoulder injury kept him out of the first 8 games or so, and he's been in and out of the rotation. Only 20 points coming into this game on the season. He had 13 in the first half.
Yeah.
What did you see from him to really the spark that lit you to that
No question.
11-2 run spanning the halftime
No
break?
question. His offensive burst the first half was not only needed by our team, but it was exciting. It was fun. It injected some just confidence, I think, in everybody. The second half, he only puts 2 on the board, but more importantly, he and his brother were critical in sort of solidifying our defense and helping us meet our defensive goals. And he was a big part of today. And I mean, look, man, like I said, these guys are on the team that I'm fortunate enough to coach, and I care about them all greatly. And I've hurt watching him hurt. I've hurt watching him hurt, and I don't mean hurt physically, because he's one tough dude, but just knowing how much he invests in the time and how much he cares about this program and his teammates and his coaches. And I mean, he really is such the example in those areas. And I want it for him. And he and I've had multiple text conversations and face-to-face conversations, and me reaffirming to him that, man, you're not playing, but if you think for a second I don't believe in you, and he does it. I just wanted to make sure to reaffirm that to him. And so when it was time to call him, there wasn't a moment's hesitation. I mean, I've been with that guy for 2.5 years now, and I know what he can bring. And tonight was just so good for him. I'm just so happy for him. I can't even. It's hard to express really what that means to me for him.
One more game, and then you get a week off. You go to UVA Wise in the Pryor Center on Wednesday. The Highland Cavaliers are playing really, really good basketball. Beat Limestone by 30 on the road tonight. Or up 30, I should say. I don't know that it's gone final yet. What do you have to do? I'm presuming it's still work on yourself with the Highland Cavaliers and Bradley Dean and Luke Lawson looming.
Oh yeah, I mean, first things first, man. I'm not gonna allow you to let me go anywhere other than I am right now. And if I'm very present, enjoying this moment. I don't care what is happening with the Wise Cavaliers. I don't care what's happening in the SAC. I don't care what's happening in college basketball right now. I'm going to leave here momentarily and go home and have some dinner with my family, and I'm going to bask in this for the remainder of the evening. And tomorrow afternoon sometime I'll start thinking about the rest of it. Sure, I'll text my guys tonight, some extra congratulatory communications, but we'll worry about what's happening in Virginia at a later time.
All right, Chuck Benson, pleasure as always. Congrats on a quality defensive performance in a 60-53 win over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears.
Thanks, Kev.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Domino's postgame report rolls on after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Miss out on tonight's post-game interviews? Check cneagles.com for stats, recaps, and videos from tonight's games. We close out the Domino's post-game report in 60 seconds on the Eagle Sports Network.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
All right, back on the Domino's post-game report with our Food City player of the game. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Nick Brennigan. Nick, what a journey to get to this point. Nicked up with a shoulder injury early. In and out of the rotation, but delivered when called upon in a massive way today. 13 points in the first half. You finished with 15. Break down the process, kind of being in and out of the lineup, being hurt for the first 8 games of the year to arrive at this moment.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of what you said. Is just trusting the process, staying ready. I put in a lot of hours this summer and this preseason, so just staying ready when my number is called. CB has a lot of confidence in us, and like what he said, circumstances intervened. He said I really didn't do anything wrong. I had to be a good teammate. We were doing really well at the time, and today it just happened to be my night, and I performed.
Defensive performance was off the charts. limit LR to 32.7% shooting. Was it just straight up execution of the scout?
Yeah, I felt we followed through with the scout really well. In the first half, LJ McCoy, the leading 3-point shooter in the SAC, I think he got off one attempt. I think he maybe 2 shots attempts, a really tough floater. So we followed through with that, and we made it hard tonight. We really dug it. That was our problem going in. We were a defensive identity, and I think we followed through with that tonight.
How much of a sigh of relief is this win after the last half a month?
Yeah, it's been a tough month. Losing's not fun, but it's a journey, and you just gotta continue to chop wood, carry water, surrender the outcome, trust the process, and it will just believe in us.
How can this game and unfortunately, I suppose, the last 21 days galvanize this team for the final 6 weeks of the season?
Oh yeah, it's going to give us a lot of confidence just to get over that hump we find. I mean, tonight it may have not everything's going to change overnight. Yeah, it's good to win, but we still, even though we won, we have to go back to trusting what we do, our must, defensively and offensively, and just executing those.
All right, Nick, thanks for the time. Congrats on a big win.
Houdini's out.
That's sophomore guard Nick Brennigan. I'm not even going to touch whatever that was. AEC electrifying play of the game. It goes to Caleb Bridgewater for his corner three that put the Eagles up 14 in the second half. Caleb Bridgewater's 3-hour AEC electrifying play of the game. AEC, make the right call for energy efficiency and score big savings today. Contact AEC, your trusted energy partner. AEC powering the Carson-Newman Eagles, Mossy Creek, and your life. After all, you're not just a utility customer. You are a co-op member. Quickly around the South Atlantic Conference with a scoreboard update before we go. A lot of interesting results. Newberry led Lincoln Memorial at the halftime break, but the Rail Splitters hold the Wolves to 28% shooting after halftime and rally for a 73-62 win over the Wolves. UVA-wise, no issues with Limestone. Cavsbury, 11 threes. Bradley Dean goes for 24. Luke Lawson doesn't miss and goes for 14. The Cavs shoot 57% from the field and collect a 92-63 win in Gaffney, South Carolina. Tight one over in Emory, Virginia. Bulldogs prevail 80-78 behind 21 points from Donnell Nixon II. Bulldogs 44% from the field in that contest, as Emory and Henry was down 10 at the break, rallied, but Donnell Nixon with a couple of free throws late to cement things for the Bulldogs. Catawba prevails over Anderson 97-85 behind 52% shooting and 26 points off turnovers. D'Angelo Epps with 20 points to guide the Indians. Bit of a surprise, Coker on the road in Greenville. Cobras win 69-59 over the Pioneers. Jones with 20 points to pace Coker. Anani Legist had 23 points and 9 rebounds for the Pioneers. We're back at it on Wednesday when Carson-Newman and UVA-wise play from the Pryor Convocation Center. Women's game at 5:30, men's game at 7:30. We're on the air on Wednesday at 5:15. For our entire crew today, our director, Mia Toribio, our replay operator, Ian Johnson, our camera crew, Burke Rothgreb, Caitlin Ridley, Rick Gentahome, and Jay West. I'm Adam Cavalier for Skip Roberts back inside the studios. Thanks for joining us. Once again, the final score, it's Carson-Newman 60 and Lenoir-Rhyne 53. We'll talk to you on Wednesday from Virginia here on the Eagle Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Domino's Post-Game Report on the Eagle Sports Network. Today's game has been brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. We're AEC, powering the Eagles and Mossy Creek. By Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. By the Eagle Club, the family of Eagles. By Pepsi, that's what I like. By Magaha Electric, providing quality electrical services and products to East Tennessee for more than 40 years. By InterDigital, IT support and marketing, laser focused on your success. By the Bible Insurance Agency, the agency that service built. By Aramark, a foundation of fresh food and speedy service. By Lisa's Country Kitchen, the best food for the best prices. By the Tennessee National Guard, a generation of volunteers. By Food City, value every day. By Tri-Light, dream big with gig. By Quality Suites of Morristown, an official hotel of the Carson-Newman Eagles. And by ShopCNEagles.com, the official online store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. The executive producer of the Eagle Sports Network is Matt Pope. Producers Adam Cavalier, Michael Watfrang, Ian Johnson, Andrew Drizzy Rogers, Caitlin Jones, and Danny Wizarek. I'm staff announcer Ernie Anderson. A special thanks to Carson-Newman and University President Dr. Charles A. Fowler. Stay tuned to these stations for information on our next presentation of Carson-Newman basketball. In the meantime, visit cneagles.com for recaps, highlights, and interviews from today's game.
This is the Eagle Sports Network.